So I just make a health potion.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think it takes less time for you though. So
Yeah, it takes a couple hours.
2 hours, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I believe it is 2 hours, and you're gonna need to spend spell level time caster level times 50, I think. Or
I think it's half of the potion price for the gold amount. The time amount is a calculation of what the gold amount is.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah, it's half the potion cost in ingredients. So, can I say for 25 gold, I can craft 2 with the aid of... I'll spend 4 hours and 25 gold to create 2?
Yeah, that's fine.
With the aid of the stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, you can have done that as like a downtime thing really early in the morning if you wanted.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do.
Okay.
Because I probably need... I mean, I still need sleep, but like I can have things going while I'm resting. Yeah, so who wants health potions?
Got my own, thank you.
I go to the other party members. Health potion?
At this point, I assume everybody's at breakfast.
Yeah, probably. I don't think I'll take it for my breakfast, but I can find a use for it, certainly. Last fight, things really seem to like to hit me.
Yes. Hence health potions.
Much appreciated.
I'm also assuming I did this like during breakfast and stuff because I don't eat breakfast.
Alright, so you do that. Everybody eats if they need to.
I guess while we're eating, I'll show off my new sword. Some anonymous benefactor gave me this. It's a cold iron sword. If we run into that mischievous Fae again, this will actually hurt him.
Really rich anonymous benefactor, it seems.
Yeah, well...
It's a very good-looking sword.
Depends on high places. Thank you. It's very well balanced. Here, go ahead. I hand it to you.
I very eagerly try it.
It is very well balanced, indeed. Definitely better than you would expect from something that wasn't, like, forged.
Does it, if we're going with the magic description, if it is, does it, like, does detect magic have a glow of magic on it?
No. Like, magic is used to make it, but the end result is not magic.
Okay.
In my head, at least.
Yeah. So for me, the player, did we meet our quest giver yet?
Oh, whoops! Yeah, you weren't here last week.
Yeah.
Yes. So you all arrived in Brayden and made it to House Traxxas. While you were there, you were brought in by House Traxxas's oh geez, I have it written down here. House Traxxas's butler, Naveed, male elf, sort of brought you in to the house after you spent some time talking to the guard, and they were a little weirded out. And he brought you to Ailuin, who welcomed you all to the house, and basically it was pretty late at that point, and just basically pointed you towards bed, but At that point, you also figured out that Iluin was Kalinor's mother.
Okay. Is Kalinor at breakfast with us, or is he at breakfast with his family?
Yes, I came to have breakfast.
So,
with you guys.
Kalinor Traxxas, huh?
We don't say that name out in public. We say Kalinor Atraxi.
Why?
If you hadn't noticed, I'm half-elf, family is full-elf. Noble politics, that's called ammunition.
Say no more.
I don't have a problem with it, and family never kept any love from me, but when I was old enough to understand what everything meant, I chose to stay quiet about it. And I told Julius last night I would explain. I say this turning to Grim, and I hope that explanation is sufficient. If not, I can answer questions.
I have no questions.
Okay.
So our mission is to find Veritan. Was he your brother?
Yes. Half.
Hopefully still is.
Hopefully still is, but we've prepared for both outcomes. But prepared is different than facing the proof.
Is he close to you?
Yes, we were a close enough family.
Then this is more than just a job.
It is. It definitely is. Another reason I kept my true identity from you was to see if you were up to the task. And I told my mother that you were up to the task. I hope I didn't lie.
I don't think you have. Is
Did
Tase
you
with
tell
us?
her about the squill incident?
No.
Squill incident. Oh,
Okay.
those little rodent things.
I don't think she would think I'm up to the task.
Oh, don't worry. Nothing. That didn't seem like a significant issue in any way. They're squillets. And you did look kind of cute, getting piled on by squillets.
To answer your earlier question, yes, Tase comes in a little later than the rest of you.
Okay.
Was it last time that we found out Tase was keeping info, or was that the time before?
Time
Just
before.
in case.
We
Okay, just
know she's
Good.
Asmar, and we know
You know
someone.
she's Asmar?
Yeah.
I think she admitted it. At least we think she is. And someone told her to follow us, but she can't tell us who.
Yes.
That's the last I heard.
So make sure everyone was on the same page with that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when we finish breakfast, let's go talk to your mother and. No, wait, sorry. Let's go talk to. Is there a term for the head woman of the house? It sounds fancy.
Matriarch?
Lady?
Matriarch. I like that. Well, we'll go talk
Lady
to the
Attract.
matriarch
Oh, Lady Texas.
and see where our leads take us.
All right. Tase says that she has stuff to do in the city, so she will be busy for the rest, probably a good chunk of today. She wishes you good luck on your investigation.
Would you mind us asking what kind of stuff?
I have a temple that I would like to visit.
Ah, okay.
Your deity's temple?
No. Well, in a way.
Okay, I stop, turn around.
What?
Is this about the person whose name we cannot know?
No. I do simply wish to visit.
You tend to explain things just enough to make us curious, but not enough to actually explain it.
I apologize.
Let's put it that way.
I will be clear then. I wish to visit the temple unbarred. It is, or it was, before the Reanding, a temple to various gods who had been forgotten or close to, but now it counts many more gods among its ranks. And I wish to visit the shrine to my god that resides there.
So the answer to the first question was a yes. You just said no because why not?
It is not my god's temple. It is a temple to many. It's not particularly a temple, I suppose.
The simple answer would have been yes.
Yes, it would. But
Have a peaceful time, Kase.
thank you. Eleanor would have known that there is not a temple to my god in this city. Anyway,
You would have also known that there is a temple to many gods that are forgotten.
Eleanor, you want to give me a knowledge local check?
Sure, someone give me a knowledge local check.
Okay, sure. I'm okay with that.
I think it's D20 plus 3.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
That's fine. I can take that with a 12. I mean, you might have heard of it, but you probably would not have known that much in that detail. It's not like a super popular place.
I assume I would have known about Temple on Bard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just not like the list of all the gods who are in it.
Mm-hmm.
But there could probably have been this assumption that if she's trying to visit a shrine of her god, and there isn't a shrine to that god, that it might be in the shrine to all the fallen gods, which there basically are. Yeah. A simple yes is what I'm saying would have been a better answer.
Yes, I Bast am aware of that.
His question for Bast is Tase's known Tase Herring, and she has a nickname called Red.
What? No.
She's not Tase Red Herring.
Oh. I say, worship peacefully. And
Thank you.
let her leave.
She seems a little flustered on the way out, but
I'm like, y'all guys are the worst.
I give her a pat. On the way out.
Like, as soon as she's out, I turn to... I don't have Roll20 up, so I turn to Cleo's character.
Trent.
And say, she's confessed she's spying on him. Then she gave us a really bad explanation for what she's doing.
You're right. But
And after she
we've
explained
already accepted that first part, so one
Yeah.
way or the other, we'll find out what she's up to.
Yeah. Doesn't mean we have to roll over.
Yeah.
all right. So you all go to meet with Ailuin. She is sitting in the at a sort of nice low desk in a small but very well appointed library. She waves you in as you come in. Thank you. How was your rest?
It's
Wonderful.
actually a fantastic nap. Well,
Excellent.
Breakfast was the best.
She smiles and nods. I pay my chefs quite well.
It
And
shows.
your
proud.
brewers.
Ah. I'm glad you enjoyed our somewhat limited vintage.
It's pretty good.
So, I have a few suggestions for where you could start if you would like to hear them. I could also... This investigation is primarily up to you. I have a few places that you probably should check out, but beyond that, it will be mostly you'll be on your own.
Well, maybe
Obviously.
we start from the beginning. What
Yeah.
happened when he disappeared?
She closes her eyes, and like a sort of unhappy look passes across her face briefly. Takes a breath.
I explain so she doesn't have to.
Okay.
This is where Bast uses my voice to explain.
Yeah, I can't do your accent just right, but
You can just say what you want, and I'll say that.
So
Or you could just use your own voice and explain it.
yes.
I think that's what he was saying.
That's
Yes.
what he All right. When the rending hit, obviously everything went to heck. And people sort of lost track of other people, and weird stuff was happening. Ailuan specifically, and obviously Kalinor as well. Remember that for reasons still unknown, the entire house filled with sort of a grayish purple sparkling mist at the time. And when it retreated, they were sort of trying to take stock of what happened and who all was still there. And it took a while because the city was kind of in a panic at that point. But they eventually realized that Veritan was not there. So
Wasn't Veritan away at the time?
no, he was not. He was. You all think he was in the house.
Okay.
So what was the last thing? When was the last time you spoke to him?
Who are you
Last time I spoke to him would be probably same day, the night before, at dinner or breakfast.
Yeah. He seemed worried, you think. But it seemed more sort of like an abstract sort of worry. But that was really it.
Had he been
I
acting
might
strangely?
remember from things that I decided on without running past you. So, was he an accomplished magician?
No, not as far as you know. You knew that he was very scholarly.
Okay.
And so, theoretically he could have been without you knowing, but it would have been like wizardry probably.
Right.
If based on what you know of his personality and like what he spent his time doing.
Yeah. What about my brother?
Wait, who were you just talking about? For that?
Because I think he was describing your brother.
Yeah, I was.
Who were you talking about?
My dad.
Oh. Whoops. I don't know who your dad is, by the way. I don't think you ever told me.
I thought we discussed this.
I don't think we did.
It's just something that
Like
I guess
99%
better now.
sure we did. And I remember the discussion being that he was away out of the city and studying something we presume to be near some sort of portal. And that was my dad. And my brother also disappeared at the same time. But
Oh.
just in much little detail.
No, that works. Okay.
Yeah, I remember this conversation.
I think at the time, I may have mixed up who we were talking about as well,
This was
but this still
before
works. Okay, yes,
Oh.
your father was like... So was your father a wizard? That's a thing you can decide.
Yes.
Okay, and so he was studying a weird portal, and presumably it went haywire, and he disappeared, and at the same time, a weird purple smoke filled your house, and your brother disappeared.
Okay.
so we're looking for 2 people.
Yes.
The elf wizard, is he a permanent guest of this household?
The elf wizard?
Your dad. Was he a permanent? I'm trying to, work around the whole, not legally child thing.
Oh,
To get around the
we can
answers.
talk about that openly here,
Okay, all right. Did your dad?
not outside in
Live
social
here?
circles. Yes.
Okay.
When he wasn't outside the city working on projects.
Sounds good. And you haven't seen either of those people since.
Nope.
For this current mission, we are looking for Veritan, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Did he have any, maybe connections, hobbies? What's his life like outside of the household? What did he do? Who did he run with?
Well,
that kind of
For
thing.
the brother's company, I stayed out of his business as much as I could. So I turned to mother.
Okay. Yeah, Ailuin describes Veritan as very scholarly, sort of very, very studious. He was going. He had gone to to college basically, and had finished and was starting to work on his own project, something that she thinks was history related, or possibly biology. That's not the word. It's like biology, but for plants.
Botany.
Yes, something botany related or history related, or maybe both. She mostly just caught glimpses of what he was reading, like over breakfast occasionally, and it tended to be pretty far over her head.
Did he perform that project here?
Yes.
This house?
Yep. He spent a lot of time in his room, it is on one of the lower floors. It has sort of a similar setup to her room, with the exterior balcony thing that looks out in a way that it shouldn't be able to.
Okay. Is this like a keep or a mansion? What kind of building is it?
So it's it's a long, low mansion basically. It's like extremely long and not super deep, like front to back. But then as it goes down a good way, like several floors. And you were not here. You went down into Ailuin, like personal rooms, and she has a balcony that looks out over the from what looks like the top of the building. The building is only really one floor above ground, and it looks like it's looking at her balcony looks out from above that.
Oh. I was not picturing this building correctly.
Do I believe that is an illusion?
If it is, it's extremely convincing.
Okay.
Do I know if it's an illusion? Because that is not how I was imagining.
Oh, no, it's not an illusion. It totally works like that. Magic is real fucky. Also, that's very expensive. Because it's simultaneously safe by being underground, and you can leave from it basically out onto the first floor.
Where would you come out?
You've seen the video of the perfect fantasy castle, haven't you?
I haven't actually.
Oh, you haven't?
Nope.
Okay.
Is his room where he performed the projects in the same condition that it was?
Yes. Ailuin says that it has been locked for basically 5 years.
Okay. Is it okay if we look around in there?
Yes. She pulls off her necklace, and it has a small, sort of a cylinder that's about 3 inches tall and has various cutouts of it, and she hands it to whoever's standing the closest. Probably Kalinor. Says this is the key to his room.
Yeah.
Did he have a particular mentor when he was away for his studies?
She looks at Kalinor and sort of shrugs. I did not spend as much time with him when he was studying as perhaps I should have.
We didn't talk about anyone specific. I don't remember. He was excited about projects he was working on, but I don't take to botany as much as he does, so I didn't get much of it.
Fair enough. So you said you had some leads that would be fruitful?
Yes. The first was his room, obviously. This library is another. He frequently would borrow books from here. Other than that, you could certainly spend time investigating his college. Those are the obvious things that spring to mind. The only other that I would assume is that might be involved are my political rivals, if they saw this disruption as an opportunity, perhaps. But that seems unlikely.
Do we know, out of character, do we know specifically when, exactly when the Reanding happened, and how long did the process take?
Yes, you would. It's this is kind of a weird example, but it's sort of like 9/11. Everybody who was old enough remembers exactly where they were when that happened.
Okay, and how long did it take?
So the actual process of being separated, the planes being separated, was pretty quick. It was a couple minutes, but then 3/4 of all the magic that was happening went haywire for the next several hours. And so things like temples, especially, would several of them basically just straight up imploded, because they were these delicate things held together by deity level magic.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of artifacts. A lot of people who had artifacts, the artifacts would just explode, and the lucky ones, they just stopped working.
So lots of bad shit.
Yes. Everything went to just absolute heck.
Yep.
And at some point during that, presumably a giant ship with Arkans on it got dumped into the Anwaran Ocean.
Man, we really fucked this world.
I really fucked this world.
Yep.
So Philippe isn't really that upset. I mean, it's kind of how his people got here, so...
Yeah, I mean, the material plane is actually pretty nice.
Yeah, compared to the Feywild. Don't have to get stuck with the, there's now we can spread out and not have to fight just the fucking cold, winter Fey anymore. Just some place to get away from them all,
Sebast, you said that I knew that Veritan was a asset for the Aegis. It's secret. None of the other characters know.
Yes.
Do I know how long after the incident or the rending that he was an asset?
From talking to what's his name? Bishop. I have his name written down at the top of this screen, don't I? I do. From talking to Wendell. Wendell Heil. From talking to Wendell, you think it was not. It didn't last very long.
After the rending.
Yeah. You're not. You and also Wendell. It seems Wendell was not particularly clear on how he was providing the information.
Do I know what?
Like what information?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay. I won't say anything. I'll keep that secret for now. It's not useful yet.
Oh, second part of my question. Did his disappearance match up exactly with the rending?
As far as you can tell, yes.
Okay.
Like, you had seen him before the rending. The rending happened. You couldn't find him anymore. It's pretty reasonable to.
The weird smoke came into our house when the rending was happening, and then we couldn't find him afterwards.
A weird monster, you're saying, came and kidnapped your friend?
This is not lost.
We're all dead. We've been dead this whole time.
Oh, geez, that would be an interesting game to run.
Would it though?
Well, not really, because everyone would know the ending.
I mean, the campaign I'm starting to run is named Postmortem, so that's kind of a giveaway.
But I have never even watched Lost, and I know the fucking ending. So
yeah, same.
Anyway,
Right?
it was a cop-out. Anyway, do you have any more questions for Ailuin?
Which books was he reading before he disappeared?
Most of them are in his room.
That's probably a good place to start looking, then.
He was very careful about books. Didn't usually let any out of his vicinity when
Was
he
he
was
very
going there.
neat about putting them away when he was done with them?
Yes. Putting them away, yes.
Then,
When he was using them, not so much.
Then, yeah, let's see what's not put away.
Which room are we in? His room?
No, you're in the library.
Okay.
I think we should go check out his room.
Yes.
All right.
I'm gonna look at my skill list to see if there's anything useful here.
All right, then. While you're doing that, before you leave, Ailuin will tell you that she has instructed Naveed to help you in any way you need. Within reason. Anything that is not within reason, he will probably bring to her. She is not short on resources, so she is perfectly willing to spend quite a bit of money to help you get through this.
In this library, did he have his own section?
No.
Is it
No.
Dewey Decimal based? Can I find out, nature? Or is it all scattered?
I'm going to assume that someone this rich has their own librarian.
Mm. Oh, I'm gonna go talk to the librarian then.
Okay.
You had to make an NPC.
Damn you! Da. This. Oh, jeez. Wow, what a name. That's actually a pretty good name. I will stick with that. This person's name is, I think, Agun Firuza?
What?
Excuse me, sir? Or ma'am?
Hold on, I'm finding art.
Gender neutral.
None.
I just see a person with a robe in front of me with the hood up. Excuse me. And then art.
You see a circle spinning in the air as the person's texture loads.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. Ah!
Oh,
Literally.
oh, sorry.
That's what their name. From Inquisition.
Like Dragon Age Inquisition?
Yeah, that's
No, I don't know. I didn't play.
the angry woman.
Oh, sorry to startle you. Are you the librarian?
He is reading a smutty book in that picture, just so you know.
Oh. I mean, probably is in real life, in game too.
So it is a weird sex thing.
It is. Yeah, she snaps the book closed and sort of sticks it on the shelf behind her.
I ignore the book itself. Yeah, we're assisting the matriarch. I was wondering if you could tell me which books in this library were of particular interest to Veritas.
Ah. Yes. Hello. I am Ayun Firuza. I am Lady Traxxas's librarian. Veritan was a frequent visitor. Obviously, sounds like you knew that. He preferred the historic section, and as well the sections on magical history of magic, and botany. In addition, he spent much time in his youth with the various mythologies, the origins of the gods, but seemed to spend less time with that as he grew and his interest changed.
Okay. Would my character so you said there was a grayish, purplish, sparkling mist.
Yes.
Can I roll something to identify what me as a player believes is a connection to the Feywild?
Yes, you could roll Knowledge of the Plains.
Oh.
I do have it. Sweet.
This is essentially the Feywild, could I have, what would I roll to recognize?
You wouldn't actually recognize it through the Feywild
Okay.
unnecessarily. Trent, you actually do recognize the
Could I?
description.
Could I try and recognize it too?
Yeah.
Could we
all
assume
get
I was
light bulbs ahead.
an Arcana over the past 5 years? At some point.
Could we assume what?
That I would have taken 20 on Arcana over the past 5 years at some point.
No, it's kind of it's not super well known.
Oh, okay, so I couldn't have gotten it through research?
Maybe?
How old were you, by the way, when this happened?
5 years younger?
How old are you now?
Let's see.
And how old was your sibling compared to you?
He's an elf in college, so 200?
Wow. No, probably more like... He's probably more like 100 and something.
That's so ridiculous. Does he just like stay at home and play video games for the first 100 years of his life?
He's like a kid for the first 100 years of his life. Unless I'm mixing up.
So yes, staying
It's like
home
30
playing
years
video
of
games for
puberty.
the first 100 years.
Oh my god. 30 years of puberty.
No. Please no.
Luckily, that's not a weird sex thing.
No, it's totally weird sex thing.
That's not how any of this works.
It's very, what's the word for it?
Obscure? Secret?
Yes, yeah, it's very obscure, basically. Like, just like magic research would probably not have turned it up.
If it has to do with planes, I might have gotten it from trying to research where I came from.
That seems likely, yeah.
So it's probably one of those things where it's difficult to find if you're looking for it directly, but if you're looking for it indirectly, you might find it.
Got him.
Yeah, you actually need to use knowledge of the planes. You're not allowed to use knowledge arcana. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, then I don't have it.
So I will say to a goon, are any of these particularly connected to the Feywild? And I'm like pointing at the magical histories that she talked about.
Mm-hmm. A few of these, there had not been much research on the history of the Feywild. She sort of thumbs through them, and then waved you behind her as she walks over to basically a very large set of very small cabinet drawers in in a grid. It's probably like the drawers themselves are only probably 4 inches by 4 inches or so, but it's a grid of probably 20 or 40. And she starts pulling out like a card catalog basically and flipping through it.
What did we actually learn from from the knowledge planes rolls? I must have missed that.
I didn't get to it.
Okay.
He asked me another question.
Okay.
All I wanted to know is it sounded Fey-y, and now I was just going to go from there.
Okay.
So that's what I asked about. And she rolled higher, so go ahead.
With a 19, you would know that it sounds like stuff that exists between planes.
Okay.
Grim with a 22, you would know that it's called phlogiston, and I will spell that because it's awful. Because this
God.
Pathfinder.
Is that so? It's the goop that is between the planes.
Yes. Like, if you were exploring the planes, but not actually on a plane, it's just sort of that stuff forever.
So, would there have been any chance of me seeing this stuff when we entered?
The material plane?
Yeah, when we got into the material plane, would there have been any chance of us seeing this stuff, or was I not activated until we were actually in the plane? Was I in super hibernation mode until the doors opened?
Yes.
Okay.
When you hear the description, you get a flashback scene, and suddenly you turn into a 9-foot-tall mecha monster and start stomping around the city, killing everyone.
Oh no! I'm the Iron Giant. I'm literally a robot with no memory. I'm a war thing. I was built for war, and now I'm just this tiny little alchemist boy. And then you just need to suddenly there's gonna be a keyword that turns me into super kill mode.
Apricot. No, I don't know.
Luckily the keyword is not phlogiston.
You are literally a scythe-wielding bombardier. It's pretty clear you are a war robot.
Yeah, that's true.
Warforged.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The reason you can eat people or eat materials and turn them into bombs is because you ate people.
That
The
makes sense.
health potion! It's people!
The hell?
Yeah, so I think Warforged or Arkin are both canon. It's just who like it's just
Arkin
the perspective of the builders or the perspective of the people who found the things.
Yeah.
But we don't know that yet.
The reason you're called Arkin is because on the back of your necks there's a stamp saying Arkin Incorporated. It's the company that makes you guys. I'm sorry, I'm messing with your character backstory, and so I'll stop.
No, it's fine.
So you know where they send insane Arkans, right? Arkham Asylum.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So,
God.
hey Goon,
Get out.
thank you for that. Thank you for the book. We will look over these, and I give them to Grim to hold.
I hold them.
Yeah, so she gives you like 2 or 3 books.
Okay.
Since you can't kick people, the only way the joke works is if you leave the channel.
And let's go check out his room.
All right. So you head to his room. It's sort of at the far end, but on the same level that Ailuan's rooms are on. It's definitely nicer than your guys' rooms, and but it has like a little antechamber basically that you step into when you open the door. It's yeah, basically that stuff. So there's a little antechamber with another set of doors. The antechamber actually, it seems like people have been in at least, sort of recently, like within the last like 6 months or a year. Seems like it's been cleaned, but it's clear by it's just got like a little cabinet and like a small bench on one side, and a torch, and then there are double doors that go into the rest of his rooms, and based on the way that the lock like sticks a lot when you open that, you can tell that nobody's been in here in 5 years presumably, or roughly. You open the door and the scene is one of almost chaos.
Organized chaos, he would
Yes.
always say.
Yes, it is. There is method to the madness, but there is also madness. There are books like spread out over several tables. There is a bed like sort of shoved into a corner. There are multiple shelves of trinkets and sort of various little things, like there's a shelf that has like a dozen different colored rocks, and another one that has what look like sort of like clockwork little statues, basically that of the sort that you would like buy for like a child that you could like wind up and would run in place and like rotate or something like that. What else is there? There is a large there's a large bookshelf that is filled with books as well. In addition to all the ones that I previously mentioned, there is
Probably various pots of dirt.
I was thinking an abandoned plant that either grew very big or died.
there are probably a lot of dead plants, and then there's like one and like as you come in, it's kind of dark, and you realize that's not because like the blinds are have been pulled or anything. It's because there's like one plant that is just like covered the entire window, and
And
it's
maybe has it like broken through to get water, or like
yes.
gone
Probably
under the sill rather.
Yeah, it's like
probably
under the sill,
broken
and there's
window
like
would
a.
have been easily recognized from the outside. It probably went under the sill.
Except
Yeah.
you can't actually see this from the outside.
Oh yeah, you can't. Never mind.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
there's-
it's like it's like a window going into a magic place.
so
No wonder this place fucking flooded with like the shit from the different planes. There's like some weird like spatial magic going on.
Yeah.
Like
Like a lot of
every
people
single
placed in it
like
before.
every single window is basically a portal.
just the ones that are in the basement that go to the outside. Just those ones.
It's an illusion. It's not transportation, right?
It
No,
was
it's
not an illusion.
It's not an illusion.
My space
That was
is fuckies
confirmed.
meter is going off.
Yes, it is. So maybe the window isn't broken, but like one of the panes of glass has gotten shoved out, and so like that's lying broken. Like up, like one pane in the door is on the ground, broken, but like
Like if it's a lead paned window with that like little diamond pattern in it.
yeah,
Like one of
Something like
those little panes or a couple of those little panes have like popped out.
yeah. There's also a like large, like chest of, like by the foot of his bed. That is closed. What else? Grim and Philippe give me perception checks.
Okay.
As they're doing that, I say, let's, pick something, look at it. Let's kind of split this up.
All right, Philippe.
I'll look at
As you are walking like through the double doors that like go into his space,
Yep.
you have this sort of niggling feeling in the back of your brain, and you glance up at the sill as you walk underneath, and you see the same symbol scratched into the sill of the door that you saw when you walked into House Draxus. The shield with a tower embossed on it. It's not very large. It's like maybe 2
When
inches
you say
across.
scratched into it, is it like? Are you saying someone carved it there? Does it look like it was intentional?
It looks like it was carved,
or,
yeah.
Like carved by the original person carving, or like someone took a pocket knife and carved it there.
Pocket knife.
Oh, interesting. Hey, so the symbol of your house, right? Why is it carved up there?
You know that it's not actually the symbol of his house. The symbol of his house is a Simurg, so a super
Right, the
bird,
bird, yeah.
holding a spear.
And this symbol is a shield, you said, or a?
Yes, is a shield with a small like shape of a tower embossed on it. It's like sort of like the shape of a rook.
Do I know
Oh,
the
okay,
symbol?
yeah. So hey, what's the symbol mean?
No, you don't recognize the symbol.
No, I'm saying,
Veritan.
I'm asking, okay.
Yeah,
Have I
Veritan.
seen it before?
Sorry, Kalinor doesn't recognize it. No, probably not.
Do any of us recognize it?
I would take.
Knowledge and ability?
I'm going to throw something out there. Does that work?
Ooh,
Someone else can actually cast it if
It's-
you have the cantrip. I don't want to take the whole scene.
I don't get cantrips.
okay. So this is reading just magic.
Yeah, so I don't know if it works.
It's read magic, not magic read.
That's a good
That's
way
a
to put
different
it.
thing.
The spell allows you to identify a glyph of warding with a DC 13 spellcraft check. So if it if it's a magic spell that uses symbols, I might be able to spellcraft it.
Yeah, you could. Are you going to cast it?
Unless someone else gets to it first, sure.
Okay, then yeah, go ahead and give me a spellcraft check.
Cool.
Wow.
There's where all my luck went.
Then yeah, I mean it's you look at it and you realize that like in the same way that you can compress like like you can it's sort of like the equivalent of magical shorthand basically, where it can mean like more than just what it looks like basically. So it's definitely part of some sort of spell, but based on your high spellcraft check, you don't think it's complete. It seems like it needs like an exterior source.
It's a magical code that's incomplete.
Did I know
We
about
should
it?
definitely make a copy of it for. Or
Are these?
sketch it on something.
Are these? Would that be a similar kind of glyph to what you would make a portal, like a portal door, if it's like because how I would imagine like a portal door to be is like a bunch of glyphs carved around the circumference of the door or onto the door frame. So if there's only one, then that might make sense if it was like a partial portal door. Does that make sense?
I get what you're getting at.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Do I roll something for that?
You could make a spellcraft check or knowledge arcana.
Philippe, you said you saw this elsewhere in the mansion.
Yeah.
Did it circle the entire door, or was there just a singular symbol?
I think it was just a single symbol where I saw it before too.
Yep.
Don't know enough.
Something to write with though.
Yes, there are among the books laid out. There are a bunch of like dried inkwells and a couple of like pencil equivalents.
Okay.
Lots
I want
of
to
paper.
like grab a
And yeah, bunch of paper. Yeah.
and sketch the symbol.
Well,
Also, now that you're like in here, it's very dusty.
I was gonna say, don't disturb the scene.
If
Here,
you go
and
to
I
grab
give you my
something
journal.
to
Yeah.
like
Okay.
obviously write with, I would stop you if someone else doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, let's not disturb the scene here, and I give you my journal and my pen.
Okay. I'll start trying to sketch it.
Feather.
I'm not a very good artist, but just try to approximate.
Yeah, it's fine. You can do that pretty easily. Grim, you examine the glyph. You could definitely see it being used as part of some sort of like teleportation scheme. Yeah.
So, would this be like considered part of a magical device or something?
Yeah, sort of.
Would like trying to roll use magic device be any use?
Yes, you could certainly try that.
Okay. 16.
Okay, so you put fingers on it and sort of squint at it and
Yep.
try to figure out what the heck it wants from you.
Yeah.
Let's see. You are not you don't have any. I mean, you have your innate magic, but not.
Yeah. That's sort of natural magic, and
Okay.
my species has so.
Like
There's some of my species are very magical with the 9 tails and stuff, but I don't really
yeah.
go into that usually.
Okay. So yeah, you channel a little bit of that sort of passive magic into it, and it does respond. it glows a sort of dark purpley blue for a second, and then fades again.
Ooh.
Indigo, yeah, indigo's the word. And then fades again. But that it doesn't like really give you any feedback as to what just happened.
I don't know what I did.
I am going to look around for a book on glyphs or portals or What, I had another word that I was looking for.
Teleportation?
Yeah, that'd work.
Conjuration?
None of this is what I'm thinking. No one is going to guess the word I'm thinking of because I can't guess the word I was thinking of. Yeah, but for right now, just books on portals and
Wibbly wobbly, spacey whiny.
Planar travel stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that's perception because this stupid system doesn't have investigation.
Isn't there search? Or is that
No,
3.5?
perception is the same thing.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
The number one skill.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but whatever. Wow. Okay.
We noticed the train.
Yes, there's this is suddenly Eberron, and there are magic trains.
Sweet.
I mean, I'm a Warforged, so...
Yeah, that's actually probably going to be a thing in my next campaign.
I feel like this is, the planes are like messed up, that now there are ghost trains that like appear randomly sometimes and spook people in the night.
Like that Futurama
Wow, that
episode?
sounds awesome. Sounds awesome. Like,
I'm thinking more of Final Fantasy VIII and the Doom train.
weird places where different planes accidentally crossed and like mixed. So like in the previous game when we were sailing in the when we were sailing on the river and suddenly we're in the Feywild, suddenly that bit is just Feywild now. There's just like random pockets of other planes that got trapped in ours.
Yeah, that's probably a thing.
So maybe there's like one place where Eberron happened, and there's just one train car that got stuck here.
Oh, I was thinking that like there was one little bubble of Eberron that somehow like things that travel through it somehow end up here, and so there's like a train that keeps. There's a bunch of train wrecks that have all crashed through.
But the planes are separated, so it has to be like
Mostly.
They're separated now.
maybe.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're separated now. So like.
I mean, technically, Eberron is, I think, on the material plane, maybe. But
so they're separated
anyway.
now, but there's wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, and so something from the future is connected to here. No, I'll stop.
let's not fuck this world even more.
Yes.
Okay, so you spend some time looking through, and yes, actually, you find a stack of books and like 2 notebooks that are all related to like the planes and portals and like summoning circles, like summoning spells.
Well, if they're in his room, they're very like he was reading them probably because generally, if he stopped using something, he would return it to the library.
Yeah.
And I say that out loud, so other people would know it.
Cool. As you're like flipping through one of his notebooks, Grim, with that perception check, you like the first like 2/3 to like half to 2/3 of it, it all makes sense. It's like his notes on the planes and planar travel, and then kind of abruptly it stops making sense. It seems like gibberish.
Is there a date column or anything to give us a time frame on when it became gibberish?
No. No. Or if it is, it has also been turned into gibberish. Like
well,
it's
theoretically, we could go to the last time it wasn't gibberish and get a kind of time frame. But if you just want to say we can't figure out a time frame.
yeah. No, it's like several years before the Reanding hit. Is the last like date of like actual notes in this before it turns into weird characters and words that you don't recognize, stuff like that.
Also, as far as age, I've put down 86 for myself, which is like in human years, like around 40 probably.
I think so. Yeah.
For my brother, let's go with 111.
Y'all are old.
When he disappeared or now?
When he disappeared.
Okay.
So he would have been pretty young for an elf then.
You just said
Relatively.
College age.
80,
Yeah.
right? Or did you say 14?
I said 40 for myself, and for him, it would be like around
Oh, okay. I misheard.
mid-20s, 25.
Okay, so an adult,
Well-
but still young adult.
Actually, I think my brain's breaking. I think elves age slower, but still mature almost
Right.
as quickly as
That
humans.
makes
So
sense.
let's put him
Okay.
at 70 instead.
Okay.
So that would be like postgraduate studies.
Yeah, that checks out.
They just live much longer in the middle zone. My voice.
Drink water.
All right. So you do that. What else are other people looking at?
I'm looking at the tree. See
Okay.
if there's anything special about it. Maybe not from around here, something like that.
Sure. Ooh, no.
Nature?
Yeah, nature seems like the best.
Might have clicked twice. I did.
You,
Damn it.
you
Sorry,
used your
got
good
this
roll.
But you've lived here, right? Like you live in Agron?
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely not local. It seems
Really
like a
weird, like a desert plant.
No, it's not that weird. But it does, based on like the size of the leaves, you'd guess it does come from somewhere warmer.
Mhm.
I hate
But, you know,
to like try and steal all the knowledge checks, but can I try and look at it?
Go ahead.
Nope.
I
I know
the
it's
tree thinking that it
I
wasn't
know.
going to be much anyways. So
I mean, you
There
might
we
have
go.
seen like similar looking, Grim. Like you might have seen similar-ish looking plants in Myrtorinial. But that's also partially like there's
But
a lot of
doesn't-
plants in Myrtorinial, and
So I'd say the most I know about it is that it doesn't have a direct use that I know about as an alchemist, so I didn't
Yes.
really pay much attention to it.
yep.
Is
That's
how
a good way.
I'll say it.
Can I roll a knowledge arcana check about all the equipment in the room and what he was working on and things like that?
Yes. Sirdan, you recognize this? It would come from like the northern end of Warded Dracia. You're not totally sure like what it would be used for.
I mean, it might be just a weird plant.
yeah,
Like, it could just be a weird plant that does, like, shit on its own because it's from Warded Dracia.
let me ask you this: is it weird for people to have foreign plants, or is it kind of like modern times where you just go to the plant store and you get a new plant?
It is weird.
Okay, all right.
And probably very difficult.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Although plant collecting has always been a big thing. It's just been more difficult than it is now.
Intentionally tried to get this plant.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good conclusion that like I think Sudan would certainly come to. Is like this is not a thing he would just walk outside and get. This is something that it would be like. I mean, like his family is very well off.
You would hire a plant hunter to find it, basically.
Yeah.
Which is actually something that happened during the orchid boom, where everyone hired plant hunters to find orchids to bring back to Europe.
Yep.
Okay, Calendar, what were you looking for?
I was looking at all the magical implements and the test devices he uses on his plants to see if anything stands out as not being botanical, very obviously.
Okay.
And I tailored that to a 14.
Okay. Okay, so you're like looking over his stuff, and you see it sort of catches your eye. It's actually one of the like things that's like sitting on the shelves, like one of the small trinkets, but it's right behind a bunch of his plant equipment, and it's a glass sphere. It's about fist sized, but it is filled with the same purple mist that you remember.
Holy shit.
Is that what you say out loud?
Yeah.
I walk up. Holy shit!
But look at that.
Is holy shit the correct term for this?
I don't.
That's not holy shit. It's a term for exclamation.
Right.
And expressing extreme surprise. Now that, I imagine, if we study...
Yeah, can anyone do any test on it?
I detect magic on it.
Okay. With detect magic and knowledge arcana, yeah, it is faintly magical. Like you would have to have been looking for it to like identify a magic signature on it. Like you have to be like specifically aiming for this thing.
Yeah, detect magic in Pathfinder. In case you're used to the 5e version, it's not like everything magical glows. It's more like a magnet, like opposed or same direction magnets pointing at each other and repulsing. That's how detect magic works in Pathfinder.
Yeah, so it pulls you a little bit. Yeah, so you get that there is an aura there, but it's very faint.
Can you detect the school?
Guess it would be conjuration, technically.
Well, conjuration would make sense.
Yeah.
I was thinking everything.
I mean,
if it's interplanar ooze, conjuration or evocation would make sense.
Yeah, because like it would. So like when you summon in previously, so just so you know, by the way, summon creature spells still work, insofar as like they now summon like an actual like a magical construct of that thing, and previously it was like pulling it off another plane, and so. In the past 5 years, people have basically all switched from the old version of the spell to the new version of the spell. And so if you were conjuring something back then, it would show up as conjuration because, you're ending up with like something that has been pulled through the planes, so it probably has a little bit of like remnants of that stuff. And so that's how you would, detect that.
Right. Because the spell was being done in a different way than it is.
Yeah, I mean, and now...
The same spell was being accomplished through different means.
Yes, and so now it would still detect as conjuration, but like what that means has changed. It's like the vocabulary for what conjuration means has changed slightly to match, how the spell changed. Anyway, yes. So it detects faintly as conjuration.
Interesting.
Anything else? Who else is searching? Is anybody else just like looking around generally?
Yes.
I think I already rolled those. So.
Yeah.
I don't. Sudan,
I-
have you rolled
I
like
looked-
perception or anything yet?
I have not rolled perception yet.
Go ahead and give me that.
I haven't rolled perception either.
Okay, you can as well.
I rolled perception to find specific books, but that's probably what I was doing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, 15.
Nope, I'm distracted with the orb.
I mean, that was very surprising.
So would
It
there
was
be
very surprising.
something to roll for, like, if I was trying to hide something? Like, where would I hide something where it wouldn't be seen?
I mean,
What
that would
that
probably be perception.
Oh, okay.
If you're like trying to figure that out.
If you knew the
Sense
other person,
motive.
if you knew the other person, I would argue sense motive. Yeah.
Yes, that would.
Yeah, I
that
don't
would
know
work.
them though, so maybe.
Can
you
I
would
do
know.
that?
I'll ask you. Yeah. Hey, would you know where they would hide something?
Yes, you can roll sense motive. Sudan, well, you're looking around, and
Oh, there we go.
I
His-
do that.
his chest, the chest at the foot of his bed, you notice that it's unlocked. Do you open it?
Yes.
Okay, so you flip it open, and it has a bunch of like well-labeled plant jars, like jars of like ground up leaves or similar stuff in it. There are some clothes, but there's also another smaller chest in it. It's probably like a foot and a half long and like a foot deep and then like 6 inches high or so.
Ooh.
And it is open, and there are arcane-looking ingredients kind of like spread around.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have like knowledge arcana or something similar?
I do.
Go ahead and roll that. Oh wow. This is the sort of stuff that pre-rending would be used for summoning. Like if you had wanted to contact something on another plane, that's what you would use.
So it sounds like he might have been trying to do research on old summoning. Again?
Post rending, none of that works. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And extraplanar communication doesn't work.
Yes.
So why does he have it?
Because this was before the
This was
rending.
before the rending.
Oh.
He disappeared on the rending.
Yes.
Maybe he was trying to summon something during the rending and it kind of went to shit.
Would the ingredients give me an idea as to the location of or what he was trying to summon?
But from the plane.
Yeah, knowledge of the planes would work for that.
Can I... There's no assist, is there?
Yes, there is.
There is?
Yeah.
Okay, can I use the books that I found about planes to assist him?
Yeah, sure.
Yee. What do I do?
You roll the check. If you get above a 10, you give a +2 to him.
Okay.
How about we do it the other way
it's
around?
knowledge-
Or no?
You already rolled. It's too late.
Oh, it's Kalinor.
Oh.
Kaliner, were you helping or was that your own? I assume.
That was my own.
Okay.
I do not help.
Okay. I mean, you are looking at the books that are appropriate for this. So if you like come over with them or really interact with anybody else at all, it's if you like flip through his books, now knowing sort of more what to look for, you can tell that he was trying to contact something. It seems like he has deliberately left out references to who or what or where he is trying to contact. but you're pretty sure that you could find out more stuff about that kind of thing in the library.
Grim, you still have those books? Why don't we
Yes.
all pick a book and just start reading?
Let's do it.
Well, actually, is everyone done looking around in this room?
We still need to deal with Kalinor's sense motive.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Trying to figure out if... anything else?
If he'd have like a secret lockbox or something hidden under his
Take
bed.
a couple of deep breaths and then start searching.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, you're looking around, and so you didn't spend a lot of time with him, right? Like,
Not a lot of time outside, but when he was back home, I would spend a lot of time like talking about magic and research and stuff too. Stuff like that.
okay. Oh, was it? Who saw that? So, when you arrived at House Traxitus, someone saw a cat, and I forget who it was.
I did.
Yeah. Okay.
I saw the cat with the bell.
Yes. So yeah, Kalinor, you're looking around, and you sort of think that, maybe he was hiding something outside on the because that's a place that other people can't really get to except through his rooms, and so you open the door, and a small black cat with a little bell on its collar darts in, and jumps on his bed and sits down.
Do I know this cat?
You do not recognize this cat. The cat looks at you, Kalinor, you, and meows very loudly. One.
Hello?
Hello, cat.
The cat meows again.
Meow twice if you are Veritan.
Does anyone have comprehend languages?
The cat meows once.
Damn it.
I can't be reached.
No, I don't know. Never mind. I don't know how to swear.
first?
Dang it.
Yes, the cat purrs. The cat purrs as you reach towards it and nuzzles your hand.
I lean down to look at the color.
Okay. The color is pretty frayed. It looks old.
Like
and
5 years old.
You could say that, yeah. And there's a small bell on it. As you look at it, the cat sort of tilts its neck back, and you get a better look. Instead of like a what's the thing that like hangs down the center of a bell? Is that a clapper?
Yeah, clapper.
Yeah. So instead of like a standard, like circular, like sort of teardrop shaped clapper, there is a small gear that has like one of the spokes goes up to where it hangs from.
Is this Veritan's cat?
I don't think he had a cat. At least we didn't know he had
The
a
cat meows at Grim.
This isn't Veritan's cat, it's Veritan's familiar, isn't it?
The cat meows at Kalinor.
I wonder where my spider is. And I can get a familiar now.
Your spider?
Yep, I have a spider familiar.
Terrifying.
Because it's a tiny spider familiar.
Okay.
Not like a horse-sized spider.
I mean,
Is it a spider-sized spider?
It is a spider-sized spider, as shocking as that is in Pathfinder.
I mean, you never know.
Man, it's a weird looking fucking spider right there. Why is it so small?
But yeah, it's gonna show up at some point today. Once I finalize adding it.
Okay.
Or choosing between it and an owl.
Oh, but an owl is so great, and
Is
the
it an
spider is so
owl-sized owl?
creepy.
It would be an owl-sized owl. But yeah, I pet the cat. Look around to see if there's any obvious cat food somewhere. Or, well, after 5 years, probably dust, but any containers for cat food.
Did this cat just become our best friend?
This
The
cat
cat
just became our
knows.
best clue to finding Veritan. Would I know if familiars go away if the owner dies? Or, like, they disappear if the owner dies? So, would the familiar's existence be sort of proof that owner is alive?
Boy, I hadn't really thought about that. I think the answer is it's complicated
Okay.
because
Reanding.
yes.
Okay,
So-
I'll leave it at that.
Also, there are probably
have to-
ways. There are probably ways of like wibbly wobbly magic shit where sometimes you can have the familiar released if you die, and other times the familiar just disappears, and like
Yeah.
it might depend on whoever cast the spell whether or not the familiar can just stick around.
There are even like in rules, there are different familiars like a druid's familiar is usually like an actual animal that they meet somehow. Whether that's, they go and sit out in a forest and meditate for like several hours and their familiar shows up, or, they just come across it. That's like a physical being, right?
Yeah.
And then, there are definitely also magical construct familiars that are like,
Physical things.
I pray to X god, and they gave me this magical construct that will continue to exist after I die. And there's also, they gave me this magical construct that is literally just magic, and if you poke it too hard, it will just turn into magic again and disappear.
So wibbly wobbly magic.
Yes, as usual. So it is a, how do I put it? It leans you a little bit towards he's still alive, but it's not like 100%.
Right. It's just a tiny hint of hope to be dashed when he's dead.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Do you know where Veritan is?
The cat just shakes its head.
Wait,
Also,
like
he's
in
in
response?
Do
Yes,
you
in
understand
response.
me?
Yeah, the cat meows.
I say, I'll be back. I go find the spell store, and I get a potion of Speak with Animal.
I'm just sitting there on the ground looking at the cat and petting it.
The cat is very happy to receive this much attention.
It's been 5 years, hasn't it?
The cat meows and sort of snuggles into your chest.
We're bringing this cat with us, aren't we?
I was about to make an argument about safety, but it's a familiar and very intelligent. I guess it can decide if it wants to come along or not.
I asked the cat if it wants to come with us.
We're going to look for Veritan.
Yeah, the cat meows.
Yeah, I guessed as much. It's kind of an obvious question.
For now, it seems content to like. If you guys are planning on leaving, it seems content to like drape itself over Kalinor's shoulders.
That spot's reserved.
Meow.
Okay, you can stay there for now.
I put my arm out.
I don't think it does. It's like
My face just does not change.
But your heart breaks.
Yeah, my face. It's one of those things where, like, where like the camera,
but the players know.
The camera slowly zooms in on my face, and then my arm slowly goes down, and I leave.
No.
Can I pop out a jingly cat toy for my Magic 3D printer?
Yes. I think that is definitely something you can do.
I will do that.
How? The quickest way to derail players: add a cat.
Yep.
All it
Nimbio
took.
too. Yep.
Literally, the bad guy in Nimbio's game is a cat now because we have derailed it because of the cat.
Oh dear.
It's also a magical familiar, except it's following us and sneaking into our bags and stuff and being very creepy.
Oh, fun.
Is it playing with the toy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we have Veritan's familiar, which means he was a caster of some sort, which is news to me. Not just a ritualist, but caster. We also have that ball of... What did you call it again? Whoever it was who rolled that off.
Phlogiston.
Yep.
Right.
I pronounce it. I
Okay.
pronounce it correctly in game.
Phlogiston, yep.
We have a ball of flow something over there.
I'm going to shorten it to phase matter.
Okay.
Space boogers.
We have... What else do we have? A bunch of research notes concerning summoning all the way up to the rending.
At least probably up to the rending.
Probably up to the rending?
The notes that made sense ended years before that, though.
I take the notebook and read it and get very sad and give it back. Right, notes.
Is it? So I don't think I could. I don't think I have the language for this. But is it like a cipher?
I would need a knowledge check or something similar.
What kind of knowledge check though?
Do you have linguistics?
I do.
Linguistics.
Technically, everyone has because it's not a trained skill.
Yes. Sudan. Okay.
Oh,
Sudan.
and I also have it trained. Okay.
Oh, then yeah.
I trained linguistics last time because we needed the check last time.
Mwahaha. Okay. Yeah. So you two look at this, and it is definitely a cipher. Yeah. You think it would take? You're not totally sure how long it would take to break it. But you have a fairly large amount of it. Like it's a thick notebook, and you have like the back third of it is all appears to be ciphered.
Can I apply my knowledge of mathematics and statistical probability to solve it faster?
Does your character actually have those things? Or just you in real life?
I'm basically a medieval engineer, so yes.
Is that how
Is that how that works?
I mean, I'm a machine smith.
Yeah, but do engineers use that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But do engineers use the type of math you need for deciphering magical ciphers?
I have had to decipher other types of ciphers, like decoding CAN bus messages on an unknown vehicle. That doesn't even give you letters.
That's you, though, not your character.
Is this your segue into saying, yeah, but I'm playing myself?
I'm not.
No, we were questioning
Are you essentially playing yourself?
his character's math skill.
Is your character as good as you?
I'd like to think so.
Then
My
yeah, go ahead and
character's
give me
than me.
a knowledge engineering check.
Please be a 1.
12.
To make crit fails.
But still would be fitting.
It's a 3, so
You think that your knowledge would make it go faster? You're not. So yeah, it'll help. Yes.
Okay, I think we're all done in here, right? Let's go ahead and start reading everything we have, and then I'm going to go see if I can get a potion of Speak with Animal.
okay. I can come with you.
I'm
Yeah,
going to work
you
on the
are.
cipher for a little bit.
Okay.
Can I determine what kind of cipher it is?
I don't know enough about ciphers in real life to answer that.
It is a text-based cipher.
Yes, it is presumably text-based. It's not like all. Like, it has some symbols that you don't recognize and, numbers here and there, but based on just, like, looking at it, it does seem like a text-based cipher of some sort.
Alright, so easy peasy.
Okay. So yeah, so you're saying to work on that. Cleo, you're going out to buy a potion, you said?
Yes, but I'm looking to see if that is possible.
Buying potion?
Shit, it is not. That it may not be a 3rd level spell.
Speak with Animal is a 1st to 3rd level spell, depending on class.
Yeah, then it just doesn't have a price on D20 PFSR.
Where it's spell.
Hold on, I think I've got the ultimate magic.
I'm pulling Archives of Nethys.
1st level druid spell. Which
Yep.
would make it 25 gold. Or it is a 3rd level bard spell, which would make it 1,050 gold. What?
What?
Well, I mean, if a bard makes it, yeah.
What is it a 1st level spell of?
Druid and
Druids
Ranger.
and Ranger.
Okay.
For Ranger, that would. Okay, so sorry, for both, it would make it 50 gold.
Okay.
Not
Yeah, there's this close to Mere Terrenial. Yeah, that kind of stuff is definitely available. As if from a druid. Like, maybe the person you buy it from is not actually a druid themselves, but like an importer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is definitely available. It's probably like 75 gold instead of 50, just from the danger of the roads. But yeah, it's available.
I'll buy 2.
I'll buy 1.
Oh, you're buying
if
1?
you don't want
In
to
that
buy
case,
2. Yeah,
I'll
I'll buy 1.
Okay. Thank you.
You're not wearing anything that like as your house tracks this, right?
Nope.
Okay, that's what I think.
Even the sword I have on my belt is well made but simple.
Yep.
Because I don't use it.
Well,
A halberd in my pocket.
is that a halberd in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Fucking weird sex things.
All right, so yeah, so you buy those. Was someone else doing something else? Trying to remember.
I'm probably just trying to figure out the cipher.
Okay. Then.
If yeah.
Okay, so yeah, one of you. So who is helping the other one? Like, who's assisting?
I have a +3. I don't know if it affects it.
I mean, I've got a +10 to linguistics and a +9 to knowledge engineering.
Yeah, so I'm gonna help you.
Okay.
I have
great.
very high int.
Jesus.
I just about help.
Yep. You managed to help. Yep. Okay. Yeah, you make good progress while they're out.
I essentially make notes.
Yeah, so you go through a couple of like the more basic ciphers that you know. None of them seem to like work out just right. And so you spend like, let's say like an hour, 2 hours maybe, while they're out doing this, and so you make pretty good progress, but it's not like solved yet. You think another session like that, and you could probably finish.
All right.
We've got a scattered portion of the alphabet figured out at this point.
So while you're doing that, where are you doing that? Let's ask that question.
Library?
Okay, that's fine. So as you're doing that, Aegon like walks over and sort of looks over your shoulders at it, and is that Veritan's writing?
Yes, he wrote a cipher of some sort.
Let me. She sort of trails off and then looks around. Hold on, and she goes jogging off, and you hear like books rustling around the corner, and you hear a sort of muffled "aha," and she comes back with another book,
Dun, 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 dun.
and says, This is one of the few books we have on ciphers and cryptography. It is likely that Lord Veritan had read it. I hope it may be of use to you.
Wait, who says this?
Yes.
The librarian.
Yeah,
okay.
Aegon.
The smutty librarian.
Yes. So that's gonna add another +2 to your next check.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, books are a thing in Pathfinder. You can
Actually, I'm just gonna deal things from 5e. It's gonna give you advantage.
Oh,
Sweet.
that's like a mega bonus in Pathfinder. And like a 5th level spell to get advantage.
It's only like average +4.5, but yeah.
So is helping now advantaged, or is that just still a
No,
+2?
that'll still be +2.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, on our way back, I'll try to take our path so that it goes by the church that Taze went to.
Okay,
Just
Great.
just a peek inside to see if she's there.
sure. So you head over there. It's actually decently busy. Like there are people heading in and out steadily.
I mean, I would assume so, given the fact that most of the gods are probably in there now.
Yeah, basically they now have like previously, there's like it's basically a large yard with a bunch of small shrine like tons of small shrines just sort of packed in there with like just enough space to walk in between them.
Oh, is this like an old Japanese funeral ground kind of looking thing?
Yeah,
Like-
it looks similar.
Large stones and small shrines next to the stones that are just packed in rows upon rows.
Yeah, that's a good way to think of it. And then inside there are like it's more well organized basically. But there's a new section that was added recently that has a bunch of like the more popular old god, and most people are heading to that. But you can as you walk in and sort of look around, I guess just Kalinor, if Trent is staying outside.
Yep.
This person, there we go. This person walks up.
To me?
To you, and says, Where the heck did I write? There it is. And says, "Welcome to the temple unbarred. How may I help you?"
Thank you for your welcome. I was looking to see if a friend of mine is here.
She looks at the line, and by the way, those like glowing circle things,
Yes.
those are like hovering behind her.
Oh.
Yeah, they're visible. And so she turns and looks like she turns away from you,
Okay.
and the circle does not shift with her. It just it stays like as if it is facing you.
Okay.
And if you move it all, it feels like it looks like it's like rotating to keep facing.
Okay.
Oh, this is weird.
Best is pulling out all the mind-breaking tricks this campaign.
I thought this was going to be a low magic game. Nope.
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 Pathfinder. Pathfinder doesn't
Weird
have low magic in
magic
his
game.
dictionary.
Yeah, everything went real weird after.
It's either high magic or weird magic. No
Right.
other choices.
So it's high magic, low divine.
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
People
I mean,
got
what's standing
people
in
got
front of
really
me?
freaky when the divine magic went away.
What's standing in front of me does not look low divine.
No. So she turns and looks at the crowd and asks over her shoulder, "Who are you looking for? Describe them. I may have seen them come in."
I give the physical description of Tasse. Do I know this woman, by the way?
I mean,
And or
You
heard
have-
any rumors about her?
you have probably heard of her. She's like I guess high priestess is like the appropriate station, but she's not necessarily like a priestess of any particular god. She just takes care of all of the shrines.
Okay.
But
High
you know
priest
she's
is their
been
title, right?
basically, yeah, like
Okay.
yeah. And as you describe Tasse's physical experience, and she turns and says to you, "Oh, you mean Tasse? Yes,
I do, yes. You
I had
know
a
her.
very nice chat with her. She is back near the rear corner," and points like behind. So there's like a small building, as I said, and
Right.
she points sort of at it. Behind there, on the left side, 4 rows back, I believe, is the shrine that she was looking for. You should find her there. I have not seen her leave yet.
No, thank you very much.
You are welcome. Go peacefully.
Thank you very much. You're a ray of hope, as everyone says, High Priestess. And I go to where Tasse would be.
Okay. So you head back there. And sure enough, you find Tasse. She is kneeling in front of a small blood-red shrine. I have forgotten who her god is again.
Asmodeus.
It's not Asmodeus.
The god.
I managed to look it up last time. Gosh darn it.
Asmodean?
It's Asmodeus, but spelled with a different D.
That's the complete opposite. He's all law.
You say Asmodeus. I can only think of Asmodean when you say Asmodeus.
It's like it's the god of like fighting injustice.
Goron. No, that's the god of war.
I managed to find it last time. Shoot.
Yomede
No.
is one that comes up.
I'm just gonna write it down this time. If I can find it.
Shmamish is one.
No.
Mott is another of justice.
Avidar, the god of city, is Asmodeus as Asmodeus. Hayden Kalian is, I think, out of the elves or the drunk one.
It's
There's
not
like the
Helm,
nice
is it?
one.
I don't think so.
That
Torag?
was a weird one. Tyr, Thyr. but that's God of Law and Justice.
Is it Drovagog or Lamashtu?
No, it's not evil.
Tulis? No, it's third party.
Aurori is the god of the monks, so to say.
Gorum is god of battle.
Are you sure it's not Torak? He's the god of honor and planning and well-made steel.
No, I think it's a minor. Oh, it's
a minor one?
It's
I
Milani.
found it in Milani, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes. Patron of those who fight against oppression and unjust rule. So yeah, it is a blood red, very small altar. There is a single rose growing out of it.
Okay.
I did remember that much about the picture of it, at least. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze now.
Bless you.
You timed that just about right. And she is crying, like a lot.
Okay. Does it look like a private area? Like, did I have to like go through 2 doors and go to a quiet area to find her, or is it
No,
just
you had to
like
go.
any other?
You guys had to go around behind the building. So there are less people back here. Most people are going into the building. So there's like only a couple people back here.
Okay.
But it's not like private.
Do I hear what she's praying about as she's crying?
No, you do not.
Oh.
Her eyes are closed though, so she doesn't really notice you, unless you make noise or something.
Do I want to interrupt or not? Okay, so I would look behind myself to see if there's anyone of note nearby.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
All right. Luckily, it doesn't have to be very high. So you look around behind you. So you're in the section of this, area that is definitely populated by more minor gods.
The area the church was originally made for.
Yeah, basically. Except like these are mostly the gods that have been like even more left behind.
Oh.
And so as you look around, your eyes alight on a sort of a familiar looking symbol. Actually, it looks like the gear inside of the cat's bell on one of the shrines.
Do I see Trent?
No, Trent would have been out front, and you are currently behind the building. So
yeah, I'm just leaning on the wall outside.
Okay. Is the cat still on my shoulder?
No, the cat would have stayed home.
No, shoulder cat, bye.
Sorry, I should have specified that.
In that case, I think to myself for a second, then sigh and go in to where Tase is.
Okay. So she hears you coming, and you're just like crunching across gravel, basically.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be quiet.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
am walking very slowly to give her time for whatever she needs.
So she like scrubs at her eyes a little bit, and then sort of gives up on, looking anything but like obvious that she was crying. and gives you kind of a shaky smile.
I sit down next to her, say a quiet, respectful word to Milani. And then I don't look at her, I just look at the shrine and say, I came by to give you the address to the mansion, since most people lose it because it's very short.
Thank you. I am not familiar with this city.
Right. Do you want to talk about it? Not the city, why you came here.
I don't. Yes. I miss her.
A lot of people miss the gods.
Her jaw clenches briefly as she looks back at the...
They don't say that dismissively.
I know.
Right.
Not...
My character is just not very good with words.
She takes another, shaky breath and says, Not everyone was as close with their goddess as I was. And she reaches out a hand and touches the rose.
Mm-hmm.
I was a priestess. Milani's followers were not... We were few.
Judging by the power that flowed through you in that fight, you were not just any priestess either.
No.
Can I sense motive? Well, no. She seems pretty honest. Can I sense motive?
Sure. What are you trying to learn?
To see if she's here because of guilt of having betrayed her religion, or if she genuinely misses Milani's presence.
See. Where is she? Oh. All right. You can't really read her that well.
Mm-hmm.
She just seems sad.
Mm. Right. Well, I didn't want to ambush you, so I will leave it to your prayers. I will tell Naveed to put on the tea for when you come back. And when you do come back, I would be very interested in hearing your thoughts on that god. I nod towards the gear. And if you want to talk more about it, I can lend an ear.
Thank you. That would be nice.
And I do write down the address in my notebook and give it to her.
She takes it and thanks you.
Yep. When I find Trent outside, I'll tell him what happened and what I saw, including the shrine about the god that we found the symbol to.
I don't say anything about hers. As for I just listen. I go, For the god with the gear, can I roll something to identify this?
Yep. You can roll knowledge religion.
Oh yeah.
I'm okay. So yeah, based on like the symbol of the gear by itself isn't like enough to trigger anything, but the description of the shrine that goes with it, you vaguely remember this from like like as part of your training at some point you basically get handed a book that's like, here's all of the dangerous things that are like that are out there in the plains. Just in case, and you're expected to like memorize them and like spit them back, and it's one of those things that like you've probably forgotten like 90% of it because it's something that happens during your training, and like it doesn't come up very often really because it's like those threats are really not threats right now. They're only threats insofar as like things related to them come up. But you vaguely remember there being a you weren't sure if it was like a god or just like a powerful being or something. But you do recall something, and you also recall the name, the Timekeeper.
So this is a dangerous entity. Right?
Yeah, you would think so. To be a little clearer, for like out of character, the Aegis would certainly consider them dangerous.
Okay. I say, Kalinor, that's a dangerous entity known as the Timekeeper. We should investigate that further. Did you see anyone praying to that entity while you were in there?
Did I?
No.
Were there evil shrines out around the church too?
Yep.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe I'll come back and
It's a thing to all
watch the
gods.
shrine a bit. We'll see.
Okay.
We will see. That is disturbing.
Well, it depends on whether or not I can play next week. But I'd say, with that news, let's go back and see what we can get from this cat.
Yep.
All right. So you head back.
Yep.
Okay. So you head
I'll
back.
drink my potion. You can keep yours for a rain
Okay.
day, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
So I assume you tell the others what all happened,
Yes.
and then they talk to you about how they had they got some good work done on cracking the cipher.
Good job, guys.
That was code, not a cipher.
Oh dear. Okay. So you sit down. Have you picked like an out of the way room, or are you just going to do it in like the library or what?
Let's go to his room.
Okay.
That was my suggestion. Does anyone else have any suggestions?
No, that sounds good. That way you can ask direct questions to it.
Okay. Do you want to write out the questions? It will last for a minute. The potion, that is.
I would say out of character. We talk about it in character to pre-plan.
An obvious
And then we
question An obvious question is, where did Veritan go?
Right, hold on.
And do you know what Veritan's experiments were? What is the meaning of the symbol to the timekeeper, I suppose, as well? I'm not sure what else.
Where did he get the goop from? And when? And do you want to come with us?
Like, are we good to go?
So you've changed it to an owl then?
Yes.
Aww.
Was the goop in a ball? I thought it was just like
Yeah, it was inside. It was like a fist-sized glass ball with the goop inside it.
Is
like
it solid or does it like float?
It floats
something?
inside it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like what's the word? Roiling, maybe. So it's like in constant slow motion.
It's like entropy is intelligent.
Gotcha.
It wants to kill us all. And it's
The first thing
seething in his ball prison.
The first thing I thought of was cleaning cleaning nail polish off of like a little bowl with. I have a video. It's like this like shimmery boiling mask.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think I do too.
I have a video actually that I should probably post because it would work.
When we all get into Veritan's room, I do bring a bowl of food with me for the cat.
Okay. Yep, the cat is very happy to eat it.
I haven't given it to the cat yet.
Oh, okay. The cat is definitely paying attention now.
Yeah. I sit down. I drink the potion.
Uh-huh.
I look to the cat and say, "Hello."
You can talk?
I drank a potion, so I can talk for a minute.
Okay.
I put the bowl down in front of the cat. Say, that is for all the trouble you've gone through probably for the past 5 years.
Thank you. I miss
So-
Veritan.
Right. We're looking for Veritan. Do you know where Veritan is? And where he went?
I don't. I feel like I should. He's somewhere. I don't know where.
You can still heal him?
I can.
Okay, and I'm taking notes, like trying to transcribe the conversation as much as I can. As fast as I
Right,
can.
because we can't hear
Because you can't
their
understand.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Do we just hear the cat go meow, meow, meow?
I think we're just
Yeah,
hearing both of
basically.
them meowing.
Did they hear me go meow meow meow?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Okay. So I say, okay, so if we are going to find Veritan, we'll need as much help from you and your answers as we can. So Veritan was doing experiments. Do you know what he was trying to accomplish?
He was contacting the timekeeper. I worked with them.
So my hand freezes for a moment when he says that. I write down he was contacting someone. And I continue. Can you repeat can GM repeat the answer?
Yes. The cat said that. Let's see. What did you ask exactly? Like what?
Do you know what he was trying to accomplish with his experiments?
Okay. Yes. He was contacting with the timekeeper, and I was working with him. Them. And that correction is accurate to what the cat said.
You were working with them, with Veritan and the Timekeeper, or Veritan and other people?
Both.
You were working with the Timekeeper.
I'm not totally sure how the cat would answer this. Hold on a second.
I mean, that is just a shocked question from me.
Well,
Get a horrible accent, Testbot.
That wasn't me.
I think the cat would say something along the lines of, "The Timekeeper made me what I am."
Okay. He made you what you are. Do you know where and how Veritan got that ball, that purple ball?
The toy?
Is it a toy?
It's from the between, and then it goes back to meowing.
Has it been a minute?
Yeah, I was timing it.
You were timing it, including GM questions.
No, I was not including GM questions. Including GM questions, it's been like 3 minutes.
Oh,
I was
Okay.
pausing it for like
You sneaky
clarifications
son of a bitch.
and
Okay. When it goes back to meowing, I hold up a hand to pause the cat and say, "Wait a moment." I toss 50 gold to Trent and say, "Need a potion." Wait, it was 75 gold, wasn't it?
75 gold, but here you go. You don't have to pay me back.
Okay.
That's a
Give,
mission.
give me 20. I'll give you 25 later.
Okay.
I drink the potion
okay.
and go back to the cat. Sorry, potion ran out. You were saying where he got the toy from.
He created it. It from the
He made it
between.
From the between.
Yes.
Okay. Did he have any instruction on how to create it from anyone specific?
I think the Timekeeper helped, and I did too.
Okay. So, you know we're going to try to find Veritan, and as we've said before, it is going to be very dangerous. Do you still want to come with us?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to find Veritan. I know he's somewhere.
What kind of a caster was Veritan? Do you know the different types of casters?
Don't know if the cat knows what
Okay.
casters are.
You could
How
say,
long
did he
has-
study or did it come naturally?
How
Or
long has
was it a
Veritan
gift?
been casting magic?
It would have been like, I don't know how good the cat is with time. It should be pretty good though.
Did he count
Um,
seasons?
No, well, okay, hold on. Actually, the cat's probably very good with time, come to think of it.
Considering the context, I would assume so.
Yeah. Considering
Also,
it's from
also
the,
reading over
the
my
Time
notes, did
Lord or
someone-
whatever.
Did someone detect magic on the cat?
I mean, we know it's
Yeah.
familiar now, so.
That's very close to what it looks like.
What looks like?
The video
Video.
Cass posted.
Oh,
That was one of my own experiments with
Okay.
nail polish and acetone.
but the notes I'm putting in the chat are the notes that my character is transcribing, so you would see all of that.
It would be like, it would give you like an exact number of days.
Thank you for not having me type all that out. And
in
post it in the chat.
but it's like it's probably just under 2 years.
2 years before it disappeared.
Yes. But it gives you like, you know, like he had been like the cat gives it to you in a way that's like, let's see, what's just under 2 years. Like it's like oddly specific, like 690 something, like 693 or something.
Wait,
Okay.
can I read all that you're writing down?
Yes. And does his power to cast magic come from the timekeeper?
Yes.
Okay. What was he doing the day he disappeared?
He was trying to contact the timekeeper.
Just trying to contact.
Someone had asked him to, and then the cat goes back to meowing.
Okay, I facepalm with that and like gesture to the cat that it can stop, and wave the potion bottle.
The cat meows sadly.
Yeah.
Good thing your last question could just be a yes or no answer.
I think we only bought 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 1 meow or 2 meows.
Okay, I finished writing that, and I hand the notebook to you guys, and just lean back on the bed. And
Oh, like
lean
all
forward.
the images in all my browsers just died.
And then lean forward, put my face in my hands, and just wait until you guys read all of that and react.
We definitely need to find out more about this timekeeper.
Well, something tells me that I forgot to ask her name. Is it a her or a he? The cat.
The cat is female.
Yeah. Forgot to ask her name. I'm sorry. I say to the cat.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a evil entity or something that is just unknown and considered dangerous for other means.
Does the cat...
But we need to figure out what this timekeeper...
We need to learn more about the timekeeper, more about the cat, more about... Guessing it is a warlock deal my brother made.
Does the cat understand the common alphabet? In written?
No, the cat cannot read.
Okay.
I'm looking through my stuff. I have a scroll of comprehend languages if we want to figure out that cipher right now. I don't know if it'll work for secrets,
That'll
though.
help.
I don't think it works for ciphers.
It's magic. Magic always works, right?
Right.
It does not decipher codes or reveal messages
Son of a
concealed.
bitch.
Too easy.
Is it Abador's plane where all the laws of the universe are written down? You can go there and change the laws a bit.
That would be one hell of a campaign.
Bit of a
You'd have
bit of a
to
side mission.
fix the planes first.
Hey!
To be fair,
Quests are the
after
best!
you did that, Abadar would probably owe you.
Yeah. Like, Abadar comes to us. Why have you taken on this great quest? Can you make comprehend languages deal with ciphers too? Level 17 characters talking to the god.
Yep. We've already solved this cipher, but we just want to apply it to all ciphers.
Yeah, like
Because
probably
fuck
at that
encrypted
point half the
communications.
party can just instantly read all ciphers.
This has like terrifying future prospects for once like people invent actual encryption. So that means there's no HTTPS.
Oh yeah, it is one of those.
Yep.
Like I remember. Okay, well, I'll tell you the story after the game. But just remind me.
All you need to do is get the ability to read all ciphers, and then get immortality, and then you can live forever to the point where you can just read all internet traffic.
And be able to solve NP-complete problems in linear time.
Very important.
Mm-hmm. That'd be the best spell.
Actually, I think I might want to go to Maruksa, the high priestess of that temple.
Okay.
Do you know them? Oh, you didn't say
I think you told me that. You told me the whole story. I mean, maybe you didn't mention the high priestess.
What's her name?
Yep.
Oh yeah, her name was on the...
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep. I mean, like... Yeah, you would know who she was.
Okay.
Or you could, like, ask anyone in your house, and they would probably know.
It's not Maruksa, it's High Priestess Quelho.
Okay.
Just so you know when you go to her.
Is Kase back at the house, by the way?
Yes, she is. Yeah, she's gotten back sometime recently.
And I would have told, like, Navi to put the tea on her or something like that for her.
Yes. Yeah, she is drinking tea and is reading a book in the library.
Yeah.
She looks much more put together than last time you saw her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to go back to the temple.
Okay. Is it just you going?
If anyone else wants to come, but...
I do give you the full 75 gold, by the way, before you leave.
I think I'm going to come to the shrine as well.
Okay. Is the high priestess there when we get there?
Yes, she is. She is standing out front actually now, like greeting people as they come in.
I will display my holy symbol of Mistra, which isn't probably a major deity.
Mm-hmm. Ah, welcome, Acolyte of Mistra.
Hello. Thank you for the warm greeting, High Priestess. A friend of mine came by recently. I don't know if you received his name, and I described the half elf.
You were with Kalinor.
Yes, Kalinor. He told me about an interesting shrine here in this temple. I was wondering if I could get you to tell me what you know about it.
Of course. Which shrine was it?
And then I didn't know where it was, so I kind of describe it a little bit and look around. A gear icon with whatever nearby trinkets and whatnot you said that I recognized.
Yeah.
It's next to a shrine of Milani.
Near the back. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The shrine of the Timekeeper?
Correct, yes. I wasn't sure if that is a common name. It's just something I heard in my studies.
There are a few other similar names. Clockmaker is another. Some simply refer to them as Father Time, and I have never been quite so sure if has what's the word for it? Yes, gender.
Of course, with most divine beings.
It is.
Go ahead.
It is somewhere closer to one of the forces of nature rather than a god. That it is as if the forces of nature became sentient rather than
As time.
yes, as if the universe decided that, from what I have heard from acolytes of theirs, that the universe decided that someone needed to tend the great clock.
So they hold the balance of time travel.
Among other things, yes. They They have also described to me that, and you understand, I have not seen one in many years now. At the time, they had described vision, some of which would come true.
So, prophecies. Does the timekeeper not appreciate, but agree with prophecies, or does the timekeeper try to stop those who receive?
Did not seem to. It did not interfere with the prophecies that others made. And indeed, as I said, its own acolytes seem to be granted prophecies themselves sometime. It was not always clear if they would always come true. From what I discussed, I was not sure if that was whose work that was, if they were attempting to cause the things they saw or prevent them.
What do the normal gods think of the timekeeper? You know, back when we could talk to them, that was before I gained my power, so I haven't had the opportunity.
Perhaps what Mistra thought of them?
And others. There are many who, while I worship Mistra, there are many gods who I respect.
Mostly, they left the timekeeper to its own devices. It seemed to... It was not interested in the power struggles that occurred between the gods. It seemed to simply ensure that time continued as it should, whatever that meant to it. I was never clear on that.
Okay. Grim, do you have anything to add?
I had my own question. Is there any god dealing with automatons? Would that also be the timekeeper? Have I asked a question that
Bass
our
does
DM...
not know that off the top of my head.
So, answer at a later date.
So, like, she would probably, like, based on what she knows, she would probably guess that, like, it might be, yeah. But it's not like, oh yeah, this was the god of automaton.
I thought this was gonna be like a thread leading to my shit as well, but
actually, now I think about it, it totally would be your god. Like, you're right.
I mean, is she a clockwork? Because that would just be like the innards. Is it a clock?
because I don't know if there's a specific god of Mechanus or something like that, or
I know.
You're a fluid clock. You have like clockwork mechanisms, but they all use fluids.
From what I know, Warforged are almost specifically not clockwork because of some weird interaction with artificers.
Okay.
But you can change that in this game. You've made this race and these characters.
Yeah. Just a question that Grim had, because I have no idea where the fuck it came from, and I don't know if there's a specific plane with a specific god that would deal with me.
I mean, probably.
I mean, it seems like it would be the god of intricate mechanisms, anyways.
Yeah, at least it has the clock part.
I'm gonna try to find the non-evil version, but I'm not gonna.
That's another question. Why is the god thought of as evil?
It's thought of as dangerous. Just maybe something that you shouldn't interact with.
I mean, time's not something you can escape.
Also true.
But time isn't.
Run the other way if you see it.
Time isn't necessarily dangerous.
Exactly, it's a giant misconception.
Altering time might be dangerous, but that's not
part of what-
that's not an issue of the god.
Maybe.
I mean, there's the god Primus, but he's like the head of mechanics and the Modron.
Which I'm not.
No. Huh.
Well, I think we're going to, at least I would like to further look into this timekeeper more. Maybe we'll find out more about your connection to them, if there is one.
Nethys, god of the arcane.
Oh. That seems likely, yeah. Huh. Alright, do you have any other questions for her?
Does my god have
the god of archons,
have an
caves,
area here?
constructs.
There you go.
Yeah, so not okay, so
Taurus.
that's probably what her answer would be.
Domains artifice.
Yeah.
Yep, that checks out.
Which name is it? I won't
I'm
write
gonna
it
put a
down.
link.
Porag.
Okay.
Is there a shrine to Mystra in here, or is Mystra too big?
There's if you ask
Too
her,
fat to fit in the church.
if you ask Marusha, there is a shrine to Mistra inside the church.
I will take my leave, and then I will go pray for a sizable portion of time, and I'll tell Grim if she doesn't want to wait, or he doesn't want to wait. They don't want to wait.
Yeah.
Then that's fine. I'll meet them back at the mansion.
I'm gonna visit the Torog shrine
Okay.
and see what that's about.
Okay, that's a recent addition. It's near it's sort of near the front corner of the church. It's like it's like sort of like it's a little sword in the stone-ish, except instead of there being a sword and a stone, it's like a hammer and an anvil. And so like the hammer is like partially sunken into the anvil. And there are a bunch of like small intricate creation like gathered around it, like little well made, very intricate little like gadgets basically. And it looks like someone has like organized them a little bit, so they're in neat rows.
I'm gonna be AFK for a second.
Can I try and make something?
Sure. Give me a craft check. Some sort.
I have alchemy and armor smithing. I don't know if either of those is relevant. I guess armor smithing? But
yeah,
that's not... That wouldn't make, like, a toy, but, like...
I mean, you could make something, small that... Like, part of armor smithing is going to be, like, adding the fine details sometimes, so...
I'd say probably
I
just
think
like
it's
a -1 or 2 penalty, because I think non-specificness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like a -2.
I guess, for specificness, I guess I'm going to take, like, a small piece of like, scrap metal or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to, kind of bend it in a way to grip one of the gems I have. So, like, not quite a ring, but like a little, like a little dome or like a little circle that's like reaching in to grab this like little gem.
Okay.
So not anything complicated, but like something that you might do with armor.
Yeah.
Like setting a gem into metal.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's not super hard for you. You've done this kind of stuff before, probably a little bit, and so you spend some time creating that. While you're doing that, you see someone like you can see, like, because you're at the corner, you can see like the side of the church, and as you're working on making that, someone walks by you and around toward the back. They're wearing it's a male dwarf. Looks kind of like middle-aged male dwarf, wearing a dark blue cloak. And I'm not actually gonna make you roll for that. And on the back, very very close to the color of his cloak, so like it's like just like a shade or two off, so it's only sort of visible. You recognize the same symbol that you had seen before at House Traxxas on the doorframe.
Last time I saw a weird thing, Grim just ignored it. Grim has learned. Weird things should be explored. He puts down the thing as an offering, and then kind of what's the word for it? I mean, it runs off, but like in a more robotic way. Like I'm thinking. No, I'm thinking.
Like
it's an anime.
March?
It's
Naruto
Astro Boy? Is that the word? It's an old anime about a robot.
Yep.
That looks kind of human, but also acts a little weird. So it's kind of stilted, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He runs after him.
After the guy?
Yeah.
The dwarf?
After the dwarf.
Okay. The dwarf walks up to the shrine to the timekeeper and like looks around.
Can I hide?
Yes. Give me
So
a stealth check.
I previously said I might scope this place out later.
Mm-hmm.
So can I get a perception check to notice the guy is?
You are inside, aren't you?
Yes.
This is all happening like outside, near the back, behind the church.
All right, I don't understand space. Gotcha.
Oh. Grim learned how to hide.
Ow.
From the first time that he fucking absolutely failed. He learned that his entire body needs to be in cover.
Yeah, he definitely does not notice you. He is still looking around with a sort of confused, expectant look. and then he like you see him bend down towards the shrine and like does something with his hands that you're probably a little too far away to see with the shrine.
Okay. Does anything happen?
He stands back up, looks around. He looks kind of annoyed now, and
I actually poked my head out. Now that he's like, it looks like he's actually looking for someone.
Mm-hmm.
I poke my head out, and then I stiltedly walk towards him. Hello.
Hello, Arkin. He looks very confused.
You are a follower of the Timekeeper.
No?
Yes. Your cloak. No.
What?
Your cloak has. What is the cloak on? What does the symbol on your cloak mean?
It means that I am one of I'm not sure I should be talking to you.
It is for an investigation.
I should definitely not be talking to you.
That was the best possible answer you could give.
He like backs away
But-
a little from you.
It's important to my investigation.
Tell him you're not the
I'm-
police.
I'm sorry.
We're
Tell him
looking.
to stop resisting.
We're looking for someone, and I need to know what that symbol belongs to.
His like attention refocuses on you when you say you're looking for someone. Who are you looking for?
I have a feeling I'm not supposed to say that. He disappeared, but we found that symbol nearby, and I don't think I'm supposed to be saying this, but
You're looking for Veritan. And then he sort of
I
catches
grab him.
Okay.
I am sorry, but I don't believe you should know that. Wait, how do you know that?
Wait, what did you do?
I am making noise, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, he's going to try to break your grip and run for it.
Wait, please, explain. I am so confused.
This is great.
Please aid me.
All right.
Strange dwarf man.
Yeah, that's great. Let's see. What is that? Oh gosh, this is. Welcome to Grappling and Pathfinder.
This investigation. Please stop resisting.
Oh god.
Where is it? Okay, so I'm gonna need you to roll CMB versus his CMD.
If you want to do it manually, it's just a d20 plus your base attack bonus plus your strength.
See you guys.
Okay.
See you, Final Frog.
Oh, okay. So it would be plus. Let's see. My strength is.
It's also on
2.
your attack page. On
And
melee range
attack?
CMP.
Oh. That?
Yes.
No. I did bad. I did it bad.
No, that was right.
No, but
You made the correct roll.
I made the correct roll. I did it bad though.
Oh, gotcha. Yes. Now I just have to find.
Maybe it's in the defense.
There it is.
is.
Yes.
It is under
CMD
defense, yes.
is higher than your roll.
Damn it.
Typically above 10.
Yes. Okay. So he breaks it and is going to run.
Okay. I'm running after him.
Okay. Yeah. At this point, Trent, you definitely hear shouting going on outside. It is clearly Graham.
Wait, please! You
yeah,
are required for the investigation! Please stop running!
running out.
I can outrun you! You will get tired before I will! I promise you this! I do not know you. I do not think you know how Arkan work. We do not tire easily.
So yeah, Trent, you come running out and you see Grim running after a dwarf. She's hot on his. They are hot on his heels.
Now oh, it's Terminator running, isn't it?
Oh Lord.
But it's short term later on.
Yeah, it's short Terminator running.
Yes, I'm running behind, and I'm like, Grim, what the hell is going on? What are we doing? Is this a bad guy? Why isn't he attacking you if he's a bad guy? What is going on?
He was at the shrine and he has the same symbol that was on the doorway.
Do I see it?
He knows Veritan.
Now that you're looking for it, yeah, you can see that it's on the back of his cloak. It's pretty faint, but it is there.
Please, we wish to speak with you. Do not run.
I say something, and I will roll diplomacy, but I am thinking of the words I'm going to say right now. So,
Okay.
In the meantime, Grim and I are just running after him, being funny.
Imagining the Benny Hill music playing as you're running. Exactly.
Grim starts playing it through his mouth, but it's like it's just a recorder.
I say, sir, wait, hold on. We don't want to hurt you. We're just looking for a young man. That his mom really misses him.
Okay. Don't think he's gonna stop.
Fair enough. Then I will track him.
Can I just I mean, he's gonna get tired.
Oh no, I rolled a 1.
Oh,
Like,
that's real bad.
can't I just stay on him? Cause
Once I see that we are causing quite the disturbance, I'm like, Grim, stop. We're gonna get arrested or something.
Running streets.
Right, yeah. Grim, we'll find him later, or we'll figure this out. Just don't get us arrested. We don't know who we're up against.
But he is required for the investigation.
We'll find him another way.
Alright, so he goes. So do you stop?
I just stop, but if Grim keeps running, that's on Grim.
Oh, do I keep running? No.
What's your alignment? True neutral?
It's lawful. It's lawful neutral. I don't know if that.
I don't think alignment plays into this.
Yeah.
Well,
I've
it gives us an
been.
idea of what you thought on the whole law versus chaos part.
Yeah. Trent is. Trent would probably be the one. Who would have like. Trent probably is the one who I'm technically supposed to be helping, correct?
I don't think so. Right?
Maybe.
Were you supposed to help Cyrodiil more?
Maybe. I guess I've been issued a command. I will follow the command.
Okay. So you stop running after him, and he comes up to a corner and like looks behind you and ducks around. Looks behind.
Please help
makes
us.
eye contact and ducks behind the corner and disappears.
Please. No.
I let him walk off, and then I go to try to get his trail, but of course I rolled a 1, so I'm unsuccessful.
Can I help, or can I try and get his trail?
You can give me a survival check.
So that would be a 9 if I add half my level.
All right. You're able to. Let's see. You track him like two and a half blocks. And then. Oops. And then, like you occasionally catch like glimpses of him like through the crowd. It's like he's maybe slowed down a little bit. And then you make it into like a large like open market square. With there's
and
like
just lose him. And just lose him.
No, like you look out and there's like tons of like carts set up around the edges, but in the middle there's like mostly like people with like blankets, sort of like lower stuff, and you can see him out like 3/4 of the way across, and he looks back and makes eye contact with you, and his eyes go wide.
I wave.
And he reaches into a pocket, and you see him pull something out, and it looks like, and he unrolls a short scroll.
Oh god!
He looks down and he says something, and he disappears.
Okay, that's way better than the alternative.
He does not like try to murder you.
Disappears.
Oh, jeez, yeah. And by the time you get to where he was, the trail is like half a dozen people have walked over wherever you thought he would go.
Yeah. I think I did it bad.
A few minutes later, I find Grim, and I'm like, what happened?
He used a scroll and disappeared.
We'll find him. Let's get back to the mansion. Watch your back while we're walking back.
Did I do bad?
I do the hand signal where you twist your hand left and right. Like, a little bit yes, a little bit no.
Just like a good old.
You spotted him. That's the important part. Sorry. You spotted him. That means something. We know that means more to someone than just Valinor.
Did he leave something at the shrine, or was he just making a hand gesture?
Veritan. Wrong name.
Did you go back and check?
That's actually a good idea, Grim. Let's go back.
So yeah,
let's
you
check.
go back and you check, and sure enough, there is a sealed letter. It has a stamp that matches that same sigil that was on his back and on the doorway.
I think it's stakeout time.
Should we?
If we open it, whoever is supposed to receive this will know that we opened it. If we wait and see who comes to get it, we might learn something else. Because now, I don't know if this is me messing up, but Veritan was talking to them, meaning more than just the timekeeper and the cat, right? Or are we just using them as in the pronoun?
No, you can assume it's the first.
Okay,
Based on the
yeah.
cat.
Okay, then yeah, let's see who else is in this scheme. Grim, if you want to go back to the mansion, I'll stay here and watch. And
I do not
find a
require
shrine near-
sleep.
Okay.
I will help you. But I probably require supervision.
You probably do. I think. How many poor little kids are running around?
Is it? It's probably. We probably should end on the preparation to the stakeout.
Yeah, it's
Sounds
gonna
like a
fail.
good idea.
Yeah, I just want to basically get a poor kid to run to the mansion and give them a letter saying we're at this temple and all this. Not all the stuff that happened, just hey, show up here.
I like how poor kids
And
are
we're
the
not dead.
equivalent of cell phones in medieval fantasy.
They're sending a raven.
Camera, here's a poor kid. You need to look something up, here's a poor kid.
Or in the Christmas Carol where he finds a random kid and they're like, hey, take this turkey that's bigger than you
They're
and go
sending-
deliver it somewhere else.
It's basically the equivalent of sending a raven.
Yes.
Just, slower, with less hit points.
That's the city better.
I mean, come on. Poor kid's gotta have, one fucking hit point.
Yes, you are able to find someone to deliver your message back to the house.
Yeah, basically it's just going to say, from Trent, we're at the Temple of the Broken Gods? What was it called?
The Temple Unbarred.
Temple Unbarred. We'll be
There's
here
a sign hanging out
throughout the
front.
night.
It shows a guy carrying
Come-
a lute with a temple on his back.
Oh my gosh. You're the worst.
I
I
get that
know.
one.
Temple on a board.
Ah.
Stakeout mission.
Alright, so you guys are gonna stake out.
And most likely I will not be able to play next week, so that's probably what Trent will be doing.
Okay. So maybe just Trent stakes out the temple. And the rest of you are gonna do other stuff.
Yep.
Okay. All right, then yeah, I think we will call it there.
Well, we'll meet up probably after
Yeah.
we get
Yeah.
the
Provide
message
info.
and then
Yeah.
discuss what to do.
So,
Also, Trent, did you make any kind of like anti-cursed magic checks on that sword?
No.
All right.
I have a theory of where it came from. Let's just say that.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. I have my secrets.
All right. I think that's it then. Thanks for playing, everybody.
All right.
Good night.
Night.
let's see if this this description, if this summary goes above the Discord caps, text caps. Also, so Nimbio's gonna be joining then, or are we gonna stick with 4 then?
I don't know yet.
Right.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of understand. His character didn't mesh as well as everybody else's characters did. But, yeah. Sometimes that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna go to bed. See you guys.
Yeah.
Yep. See it.
Just so you know, I am very interested in what the fuck this whole shit show is gonna be.
Yeah,
Yay.
I almost don't want to wait until next Thursday.
Yeah.
Wahaha.
Which is, I mean, we did kind of go over time.
Yeah, it's like 11:50 right now.
It's like
Yeah.
15 overtime, isn't it?
Yeah. Like 20 minutes overtime.
Yeah, I mean, normally we've been going to like from like 8:30 to like
11:30.
no, not
Or
even.
8:30 to 11.
Yeah,
Okay, so we went
We
50
were like-
minutes overtime.
yeah, like 45 minutes probably
Yeah.
at least.
Dang.
So yeah, the
It
the
was
sessions leading
was
up to
packed.
this were like that was like the stuff that I had. The sessions leading up to this were like stuff that I had not.
The stuff leading up to this was session 1.
Yeah, basically.
well,
Um,
a lot of it was also it was paced in a way that we always ended up at an inn or at a place to sleep right near 11.
Yep.
We always ended up getting to a place we could sleep, really, like, next to time. And this time it was just like, there is so much shit! Oh my goodness, the information dump!
Yep.
All the information!
So yeah, I have had like multiple pages worth of stuff prepped for this. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying it. Sounds like you are.
Yes.
We'll
Yep.
be back next week
Yes.
for more fun and adventures.
I still have stuff to type. Goodness. So much
All right.
stuff.
Night, everybody.
Night,
Night.
everybody.